Hey guys, you're watching Gregorio Girls Makeup. If you're new, welcome. My name is Devin and I run this beauty channel with my sister Seanna. And if you're not new, as always, welcome back. You know we love you. So really quick, I just want to address a few things. So obviously it has been a little bit since we have created content, posted videos, that kind of thing. So I know that we have a small following here on YouTube, but there are those of you that come and support our videos every single time we post. So I feel like I owe it to you to kind of explain what's been happening. So Seanna and I have slowed down a little bit with our YouTube content just because we've been ramping up other things outside of our channel. Seanna is starting a really exciting new endeavor. If you follow her on Instagram or anything like that, you've heard about it, but she is in the process of recording and launching her podcast, which is really awesome. So it's called the Uncertain 20s Podcast. Go check her out, follow her on Instagram. That way you can get updated on whenever that's launching. But it's basically a podcast where she's talking about all of just the ridiculousness and stress and anxiety that happens in your 20s when you feel like you feel the societal pressure to have your life figured out when really there's no way in hell that you could actually have your life figured out. So she's been working on that project. That's been taking up a lot of her time. And that's what she's passionate about right now, so she's following that. As for me, I have really been trying to pick up with my professional makeup artistry business, working on clients, doing weddings, doing special occasions and things like that, so that's been taking up a lot of my time as well. That being said, we're not going anywhere. We love YouTube. We want to keep creating content. We still love makeup. We still love doing product reviews, all of that stuff. It's just that we're kind of trying to figure out how to work everything in together, and it's been a little bit of a messy process, and that's just kind of what it is when you're figuring things out in your 20s, right? So that's really all that I have to say about it. I don't want to like harp too much on it, but I did want to let you guys know in case there are any of you out there that were wondering kind of what was going on with that. That's the update. So now that we've got that out of the way, today's video is going to be a review of the Colourpop Baby Got Peach collection. So I've got the eyeshadow palette here, I've got the blushes, I've got everything. I ordered it as a bundle. I think I paid like $70 for the whole bundle. And this collection just really caught my eye as something that I would actually use. Like I was like, you know what? I would actually use all the products in that collection. So I'm just gonna get the whole thing and make a video out of it. So it's not brand new. It launched, I think about 2 months ago at this point. I actually ordered it before we left for Italy and things have just been crazy and I haven't gotten a chance to review it until now. So I talk a lot about the collection and the products obviously in the video that's following this intro since I'm recording this at the end. So I'm gonna stop rambling. If you are interested in seeing my thoughts on this Colourpop Peach collection, please just keep on watching. All right, you guys, so let's go ahead and dive right into it. So first, I guess I just wanna talk about what is actually in the collection. It's not really that new at this point, so I'm sure you guys already know, but in case you're not familiar with it and this is your first time seeing it, I'm just gonna really quickly run through. So I would say that the star of the collection is this guy right here. This is the eyeshadow palette. So this is part of the monochromatic series that Colourpop has been doing. This one's called Baby Got Peach. So you can see it's got their typical 9-pan layout. It's a plastic case. We've got shade names on the front here as well as on the back, and then a nice big mirror. Then we've got 3 cheek products. So we've got this one right here, which is called Fresh and Peachy, which looks just like a nice matte peach blush. We've got this one right here, which is called Frisky Business, which is not quite as pink. This one's a little bit more muted, which I like. And then the third one is this one right here, which is called Perk Up, and it's got a brown tone. I don't know that I would call it a bronzer. I guess you could, if you were really fair, you could use this as a bronzer, but I actually have used this a time or two since picking it up, and I do like it just on the cheeks when you don't want too much color, like maybe you don't want a pink blush, or maybe you don't want like a bright peach blush. I actually really like this when I'm going for a more subtle complexion. Next up, we have this guy right here. So this is the You Want a Peach of Me Super Shock Shadow Trio, which all look beautiful. And I love that they have the cute little peach logo on the front. How adorable is that? And I even love like the peach packaging. I love just kind of like the thought that went into this to make it like part of the collection. So we have this guy right here, which is called In Axis. Super pretty, lots of glitter, lots of reflect. We've got this guy right here, which is called 6 a.m. A little bit more orangey. Then we've got this one right here, which is appropriately named Golden Hour, and it's just a nice, beautiful, ultra metallic gold shadow. Then we've got the Bellini BB Lippy Bundle, and this is a lip balm, which I've not tried their lip balms yet, but they're supposed to be really good, so I'm excited. I love a good lip balm, especially as we go into the fall and winter, because I get really, really dry. And then it also comes with a lippy scrub. This is also called Bellini Baby. Then we've got another bundle of lip products. This is the Peach Please Just a Tint Lip Crayon Bundle. I have tried out both of these colors as well, just on days where I've needed like a quick swipe. So we've got the lip crayon in the shade Rise and Shine. So this one's like a little bit more peachier. This one's got more of like an orangey tint to it. And then we've also got Give Me S'more as well. And this one is a little bit more brown. I like this one better, just like for my own lip color. Like this is just really beautiful when you want that like your lips but better like tint to it. So, and then last but not least, we have the Nothing On BFF Duo. So this is their mascara and a liquid eyeliner, I believe. Yes, so their BFF volumizing mascara, which I've only tried the black one, but I really, really liked it. These are both in that like nice dark brown, which I think is a really beautiful color to pair with this peachy color story. I think it's a little bit less harsh than black, so I think the brown will go nicely with this color palette. So I appreciate that they did that. And this is the Colourpop liquid liner, and this is in the shade Grande. I have to be honest, I did buy and try out the black Colourpop liquid liner, and I did not love it. I felt that it was kind of hard to work with, and I felt like it dried out quickly, so I'm interested to see how we do with this. I also just like, liquid liner can really be the bane of my existence sometimes, so I kind of stay away from it, but we'll see how it goes. All right, so let's go ahead and get ready to do our eyes first. So I'm gonna grab the Baby Got Peach palette again and use that mirror, and I'm gonna go ahead and prime my eyelids with a little bit of my Urban Decay Primer Potion. Actually, while we're doing our eyes, I'm just gonna take a little bit of this lippy balm and let it sit on my lips so they're nice and moisturized. Yeah, it really doesn't have like much of a taste. It's a really nice consistency. It's not too sticky. It's not too thick or goopy. It feels really nice and hydrating. But there's no smell and there's no like taste or anything like that. So I just kind of wonder like what differentiates this from like all the other flavors that they have. So I don't know. All right, so to start off, I'm gonna take a nice big fluffy blending brush and I'm gonna dip into the shade right here called Darlin', and we're gonna start working that into the crease. Next, to build up the crease, I'm gonna take this color right here, which is called Ochre. And I feel ridiculous saying it like that, but apparently that's how the Kardashians say it, that's how Cardi B says it, and that's why it's a popular word, so. So I'm just taking that on a smaller fluffy blending brush, and we're just gonna put that a little bit more concentrated in the crease. Alright, so I did feel like I needed to work with that orange a little bit to build it up to the intensity that I wanted it to be, but it is pretty and it does look like it blended out pretty nicely. Okay, so next I want to jump over to one of the Super Shock shadows. So I am going to take this one. This is called In Axis, and I'm going to take it on a flat brush. And I'm not going to put any glitter glue or anything on my eyelids because I want to see how this does by itself, even though I love their Super Shock shadows. I've never been disappointed. I don't like the matte ones just because I just think that the consistency makes them hard to blend. Like if I'm going to do a matte, I need a powdery matte, you know what I mean? But the shimmers are just to die for. So I'm just going to go ahead and start packing that on. Yep, gorgeous. Oh my goodness. There we go. Okay, so if you kind of use that like press and wipe motion instead of packing it on, it packs a lot more of a punch than just packing it on the way that I was just doing that. So yeah, that's what I want. All right, next we're gonna work on the outer corner. So I am going to take this shade right here, which is called Half Baked, which I feel like is the darkest color in the palette, even though it's not that dark. So we'll see how we do with that as kind of like an outer corner shade. Okay, so I feel like I kind of wish this was a little bit darker. Like, I just want a slightly darker brown than what this is. I feel like this is kind of just blending into everything else. Yeah, I feel like it's just like not quite dark enough for what I want it to be. Like, I just want like a little bit more pigment in there. Not that it's not pigmented. Like, I feel like it's showing up as the color that it is for the most part. It's just not dark enough for me, I think, for kind of what I'm going for. I feel like this palette definitely could use just a slightly darker brown. And I always like to take my outer corner, well, not always, but most of the time I like to take my outer corner shade and just kind of blend it into the crease to give a little bit more definition. So now to try and blend everything together, I'm gonna take this shade right here, which is called Glaze It, and I'm just gonna take the other side of that same flat brush that I was using for the Super Shock, and I'm gonna use that to just kind of blend everything together in the middle. And then I think I'm just gonna take a little bit more of that Super Shock shadow and I'm just gonna like blend it where I kind of wiped it away. So just kind of like blend those two in the middle. But I just like how like putting that shade there in the middle kind of like, it softens the contrast between like the sparkliness of the Super Shock shadow and then the matteness, obviously, of the matte shadow. So it's a little trick I always like to do. All right, so I really quick, I'm going to do the rest of my face off of camera, get my foundation and my brows and everything on, and then we're gonna come back to finish up the eyes. We'll do some lips and we will talk about our final thoughts. So I will be right back. Okay, we are back. I've got most of my base done. I've got my foundation, my brows, everything, but I do want to do blush and finish up my eyes and then do lips. So for blush, I think I want to take this one right here. This is Frisky Business. And this is the one that was like slightly less peachy than the first one. Let me just show you guys side by side. So this one is Fresh and Peachy, which is just a little bit pinkier. And then this one is called Frisky Business and it's just a little bit more muted. So that's what I want to go for today. And even these little compacts have mirrors in them, which I really appreciate. I think that's super cute, especially if you wanted to like throw one of these in your purse and have it as like a portable mirror. I find that I'm always looking for a mirror in my purse and I literally never have one. And I like that it's matte. I like that it doesn't have any shimmer to it or anything like that because sometimes you need that, you know? Sometimes you don't need anything extra in the blush. All right, so I want to go ahead and smoke out the lower lash line a little bit. So I'm first going to start in with Darlin, which is the first shade that we use. And I'm taking this on a Morphe M506, which is just a nice little fluffy brush that's perfect for the lower lash line. And I'm going to start by blending that out. And then actually what I'm going to do next is take a smudger brush. So this is just a dual-ended IT Cosmetics brush. I'm going to take this end, but obviously any smudge brush will do. And I'm going to dip into Half Baked again. And we're going to smudge that along the lower lash line. And then I'm just gonna get a little bit of it on this blending brush again, and I'm just gonna blend that out so it's not a harsh line. Okay, so I'm not gonna try out the liquid liner, I don't think, just because I don't trust myself to not make a mess with it, and I really don't wanna like mess up the whole look by doing that, so I'm just not even gonna go there. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take this brown mascara and I'm just gonna load up my eyelashes with that. Wow, I honestly really like the color of this a lot. It's a really good brown. Like, it doesn't make my eyelashes look too light. They still look nice and dark and full, but it's just not quite as intense as the black. I really like this, and I never wear brown mascara. All right, so for the sake of making sure that we use this in the video, I am going to take the Colourpop Lippy Scrub, and I'm just gonna use that to prep my lips really quick for our lip crayon. So it feels nice and moisturizing. I honestly, let me wipe my mouth off really quick. I almost wish it was a little bit more scrubby. I personally like a bit of a rougher lip scrub because I really like to just get in there and scrub off all the dead skin. But it feels very emollient and hydrating, and it definitely isn't gonna, like, if your lips are sensitive to a scrub, it's not gonna like rip your lips apart or anything like that. So it is nice. It's not overly grainy. I personally like a rougher lip scrub, like I said, so if you're like that, you might not like this, but I like it enough to definitely still use it. And then to finish off this look, I'm going to take this guy right here. This is the Just a Tint, and this is in the shade Give Me S'more. And this is my favorite of the two. So now that we've had a chance to go through the collection and we've used most of the products, I just want to sit here and talk a little bit about my experience with the collection. So let's start with this eyeshadow palette. So I actually bought this entire collection as a bundle. I think it was like $70 for the whole bundle. So I'm not sure how they retail individually, but I was drawn to this collection and buying the whole thing because at a first glance, I was like, yes, all of that is stuff that I would actually use. I'm trying to get out of the habit of just buying collections and buying products to try to like keep up with the new stuff, and even if it's stuff that like I might use once or twice and like not really reach for. Everything in this collection I feel like is so everyday friendly and so usable that that's what drew me to this collection as a whole. So anyway, the eyeshadow palette. I think that I got what I was expecting from it. I do think that because the color scheme is just a little bit lighter in general, I did feel like I had to build these shadows up to kind of get them to the intensity that I wanted. It's a lighter color palette, not that surprising, but I do think that they performed well and they were able to blend, especially for the price point. Like, you cannot beat Colourpop's price point. The one thing that I do want to make a comment about, even though I didn't use it in the video, is this guy right here. This is one of their pressed glitter formulas. And the thing that I have to say about this is just that they're putting these in their eyeshadow palettes and then they're saying that they're technically not safe. They're not intended for use around the immediate eye area. So I'm just kind of like, why isn't it an eyeshadow palette if you can't put it on your eyes technically, because I'm going to want to put this all over my eyes. So that's kind of my only qualm with it. Like, I'm like, come on, why are you putting it in the eyeshadow palette then? Like, whatever. So I guess people can think or feel however they want about that. That's just my personal opinion about that. But overall, I think this is a great palette. I do think that it's more of a summer palette than a fall palette. That's kind of my fault for not doing this until the fall. I've literally had this collection for like 2 months. The blushes, I thought they were fine. I have used all 3 of these, even though I obviously didn't use all 3 of them today. I think that they've lasted throughout the day just about as much as I would expect a blush to last throughout the day. I just find that blush is the first thing that comes off my face. So I just kind of expect that. That's why I load it on and look a little bit clown-like when I first put it on, because I know it's gonna come off. So yeah, no complaints about that. Nothing extraordinary, but nothing to complain about either. And I do really like that they have a little mirror in the compact as well. I think that was a nice touch by Colourpop. The Super Shock shadows, absolutely stunning. Not a new formula, not anything new if you've ever used any of these, but I do think that the color choice of these guys, I'm not sure if they already existed in Colourpop's collection and they just added them to this collection, or if they were new for this collection, but regardless, I think that the color choice for these really complement the eyeshadow palette as well. So good choices. I think that if you get the eyeshadow palette and you just want a few more shimmers to kind of amp it up, I think this is a good choice. The mascara, as I said before, was great. It's a nice volumizing mascara. I've used it before in the original, the black formula that they came out with before they came out with all the different colors. I love that they have a brown. I think this is a really great brown color. But yeah, not much else to say about this. I love the volumizing aspect of it. I really like the color, and I think it complements this collection really well. The Lippy Balm and the scrub, you guys have heard me talking about it throughout the video at this point. This worked great to moisturize my lips. I always love a good lip balm. I literally keep one in every single purse because there's nothing worse than dry lips. And this scrubbed my lips and felt like it was moisturizing as well. So there you go. And then last but not least, the 2 lip crayons. I really think that these are worth it. Even if you're not getting this collection, like they have a whole bunch of colors of these. If you're somebody that likes that lip tint, like not an intense lipstick or especially like a liquid lipstick, or even if you don't like a gloss, this is a really great option if you want to have some color on your lips, but again, you don't want it to be too matte, you don't want it to be too dramatic, and you don't want it to be too glossy. I would recommend giving these a try. It's another thing that you can honestly just throw in your purse and have there for like a quick, you know what I'm saying? Good. So all in all, I would say this collection was a win for me. I'm not surprised. I love Colourpop. They're one of my absolute favorite. If not, like they might be becoming my absolute most favorite brand. I don't think we're there yet. I don't really think I have one of those yet, but this collection was great for me and I definitely see myself using it in the future, especially kind of like when the weather starts to come back around and get warm again. This is a great summer look, so. Alright you guys, so that is going to be the end of the video. As always, thank you so much for coming back to our channel and watching this video today. If you are not already subscribed to the Gregorio Girls Makeup channel, please consider doing so down below so that you don't miss any videos from us. And with that, I will catch you in the next video. Mwah! Love you. Bye.